Alright, let's start with an empty project. Let's open it. And for this example, let's add a preset, the rotating ring. I really like this preset. This is a circle that rotates. Initially it's a sphere, but if we apply a certain azimuth distribution, in this case uniform, it's a sphere. But if you go and apply a discrete distribution, you can create circles out of spheres. Okay, in this case from 0 to 180 degrees. And also it has rotation acceleration, as you can see. In this case 150 degrees per second squared. And notice here the pin, this makes all particles move at the same acceleration. If we take this off, as you can see, the particles move between minus and plus 150 degrees per second squared. Let's have our particles moving at the same speed. Let's say 50 degrees per second squared. Let's add our microphone and let's import our audio files. So for this I want a tone. Here I have a high retone and it sounds like this. And let's render this and give it a listen. We can hear some rotation, but still the effect is not very pronounced, and I'm going to tell you why. So the reason is that our microphone is placed exactly at the center, as you can see here. So the two arrows indicate the directions of our stereo microphone, and every single particle, since this is a circle, it's at the same distance from the microphone. So there are no changes in volume, there are no changes in Doppler effects. So I'm going to bring the microphone closer to one of the edges of the circle. This way we'll notice that the effect is much more noticeable. Let's render and let's give it a listen. As you can notice, the effect of rotation is much more evident this way. So one of the things that this sound reminds me of is some energy buildup, such as a sci-fi engine of a spaceship. So I'm going to add an automation here, and I'm going to automate the position of my particle group in order for it to take off into the air. So I'm going to automate the center point. You can see the automation lines. I'm going to say at 25 seconds I want my spaceship to take off. So I'm going to create an automation point at 0 meters on the Z component, the height component, and another one 10 seconds later. That instead of being at 0 is going to be more or less, let's say, 500 meters. So our particle is going to fly. Let's render and give it a listen. Let me show you more clearly the particle group taking off. Cool, right? So I'm gonna add a sound for the takeoff just to give it a little more impact. Let's see what we have here. Maybe something like a laser. Yeah, laser might do the trick. Laser guns, yeah, laser. Let's choose this one. Yeah, sounds right. Let's drag this to match the point where our particle group takes off. And let's automate this because I just want to use one of the peaks of this takeoff sound, and let's give it a listen. I think the takeoff sound is too low, so I'm going to select these two automation points and I'm going to drag them up vertically using Shift command, and let's give it a listen. Okay, I think they are not perfectly aligned, so I'm going to zoom in and drag this closer to the point where our particle group takes off. I'm going to adjust the volume and let's hear it. Okay, I think the sound should fade out a little bit faster and the overall volume would be brought down as well. So this was our second example. We covered some details of sound particles as well as bigger features such as presets, automation, but also some tweaking that can be interesting. And let's go to our next example.